Fertility, dynamics, women. To be or not to be, that is the question. Viewers, today we are going to discuss about the age of William Shakespeare. This is considered the golden age in the history of English literature. It's very important. All the major development in English literature happened during this age. We will find the strong influence of the Renaissance and Reformation movements. So this age is extremely important in the history of English literature. And in this video particularly, I will be discussing about the dramatists, the development of drama during the age of William Shakespeare. So the focus in this video will be about drama. But before that, we will be discussing about the general features of the age, that what were the social, political, economic and religious condition of this age. Then I will be discussing about 7 university wits, then the literary career of William Shakespeare and his contemporary writers and other writers. So viewers, let us discuss all these things in detail. Viewers, let's start from the general conditions of the age of Shakespeare, or the general features of the age. Shakespearean age includes the period extending from the accession of Queen Elizabeth in 1558 to the death of James I in 1625. These 67 years fall naturally into 3 divisions. The first period, 21 years of the Queen Elizabeth reign. Second, 24 years between the publication of Spencer's Shepherdess calendar and her death. Third, 22 years of the reign of James I. So the entire age of Shakespeare is categorized or divided into 3 different parts. We will be discussing all these periods in very detail. This period, or the age of Shakespeare as a whole, ranks as one of the greatest in the history of world literature. The greatest writers like Spencer, Bacon, and Shakespeare grew from boyhood to youth in the early years of Elizabeth's reign, and reached maturity during the closing years of the 16th century. During the age of Shakespeare, England felt the full effect of revival of learning. It has been said, every breeze was dusty with the pollen of Greece, Rome, and Italy, and even the general atmosphere was charged with the spirit of new learning. The appetite for literature had developed. Viewers, we know that there has been the strong influence of Renaissance on this age. So the love for the learning was on its peak, and this period is considered as the golden period in the history of world literature. The Renaissance arose the intellect and the aesthetic faculties. The Reformation awakened the spiritual nature. The same printing press which diffused the knowledge of classics put the English Bible into the hands of the people, and the spread of interest in religion was inevitably accompanied by the deepening of moral earnestness. The general prosperity of England was also increasing, and for the first time for many years it has enjoyed the blessing of internal peace. Englishmen found themselves sinking minor differences to stand shoulder to shoulder in the defense of their country against their foe. During this period, viewers, the internal peace was there. We know that before the age of Shakespeare, during the age of Chaucer, or even before it, there were the internal peace was not there. The foreign attacks were there and people were disturbed. But due to influence of Renaissance and Reformation, the things in England were dramatically changing, and people were moving towards the field of literature, and everything was just growing up dramatically. Viewers, beside it, an intense patriotism became one of the outstanding features of the age. The pride in England's greatness, hatred for England's enemies, and extravagant loyalty to England's queen were some of the major features of this age. This age in which men lived intensively, thought intensively, and wrote intensively. It means that the general population, they loved the literature, they were given their thoughts, they were moved or they were highly inspired by the new learning that came from Rome and Italy in the form of Renaissance and Reformation. Viewers, if we talk about the writers of this age, before Shakespeare, the playwrights just before Shakespeare, we have 7 university wits, the people who came from major universities of England, and they just reshaped the entire structure of the England, their literature. Now this is the list. John Lilly was there, Thomas Kidd, George was there, Thomas Lodge was there, Robert was there, Christopher Marlowe, and Thomas Nosh. These were the 7 university wits. Remember, viewers, all of these writers were before Shakespeare, and they have wonderfully contributed in the field of world literature. Viewers, if we talk about these, if we talk further about these university wits, now 3 of these university wits, they were coming from Cambridge, and 3 were coming from Oxford University. You can see it on the screen. John Lilly, George, Thomas Lodge, they were coming from Cambridge University. On the other hand, Christopher Marlowe, Robert, and Thomas Nosh, they were coming from Oxford University. It means they were graduated from the university with wonderful reputation. The Thomas Kidd, he was not graduated from these universities. It means these university wits, they were highly educated and they understood the terms and conditions, the trends that were going on there. So they just they put their efforts and they chant the things wonderfully. Viewers, let's discuss about the major dramatists of the age. The greatest dramatist of this age was William Shakespeare himself. Viewers, in this video we are not going to discuss about the personal life and the academic life of William Shakespeare. We are going to discuss about his literary works. Though a separate video has already been posted about the all dramas of Shakespeare, you can watch on this channel. It is already posted. Shakespeare's dramatic work comprises 37 plays, though the authenticity of several of these is doubtful. His activity as a writer for the stage extended over some 24 years, beginning about 1588 and ending about 1612, and we may therefore say in general terms that 12 years of it belonged to 16th and 12th to 17th century. Though the critics have subdivided these 24 years in 4 different periods. Now let's discuss those 4 periods in detail. Viewers, the very first period of Shakespeare's career, that is started from 1588 and continued till 1593. The early period, to a large extent, experimental work. He wrote his early comedies during this period. The work of this period as a whole is extremely slight in texture. The treatment of life in it is superficial. There is a little depth of thought and characterization. The art is amateur. So during this period, we can say that Shakespeare experimented. He was just in the process of learning. He was just becoming mature. He was immature at this age. Works during this period. Now, viewers, this is the list of works of Shakespeare during this year. You can see it on the screen. The 7 dramas are here. You can see the second period that started from 1594 and continued to 1600. This period is of the great comedies. Shakespeare leaves the influence of early masters and became independent. There is immense development in power and technique. Now, during this period, or the second phase of William Shakespeare's career, his focus was on comedies and the influence of early master. He was trying to become an independent writer, and we can see the development of power and technique in his works. Now, the greatest works during this period are the Richard II is there, the Merchant of Venice, Henry. You can see the other dramas, the King John is there, the Tempting of Shrew, Much Ado About Nothing, the Twelfth Night, As You Like It. So these are the major works during this period of William Shakespeare. Viewers, the third period of William Shakespeare that started in 1601 and continued till 1608, the period of great tragedies and bitter comedies. In this period, all Shakespeare's power, his dramatic power, his intellectual power, and his power of expression are at the highest. This is the time of his supreme masterpieces. So during the third phase of his career, from 1601 to 1608, we can see that this was the sublime period of William Shakespeare, and all the greatest works, both the tragedies or the comedies, we found the supreme knowledge, the supreme technique, are the best of William Shakespeare. The major works during this period, again, you can see a list is there. The Hamlet was there, All Is Well That Ends Well, Mayor for Mayor, the Othello, Macbeth, and many other, the King Lear. You can see this entire list is there. So this was the third phase or the third period of William Shakespeare's career. The fourth period of William Shakespeare that started in 1608 and continued till 1612, the period of later comedies or dramatic romances. The decline of Shakespeare's dramatic power. They are often careless in construction and unsatisfactory in characterization. Viewers, during this period or the last phase of William Shakespeare's career, we see the decline in the construction, the decline in the thoughts. So the period before this was the supreme. In this period, the last period, we see the declination of William Shakespeare, and the major works during this period, again, you can see it on the screen. The list is given there. So these are the works during this period. So viewers, these were the 4 different periods of William Shakespeare's literary career. Viewers, the second major writer of this age, remember viewers, we are discussing about the dramatist. The second greatest dramatist, the second greatest writer of this age was Ben Jonson. He started his career as a dramatist with comedy, Every Man in His Humor. This was the name of his first comedy. His plays fall into 3 groups. Again, his all dramas, they are into 3 groups. The first is court masque, second, historical tragedies, third, numerous comedies. So again, Ben Jonson also tried to work in different genres. Ben Jonson was the real founder of comedy of manners. He was a realist. So if someone asks that who is the founder of the comedy of manners, then it was Ben Jonson. And viewers, if we talk about his major works, again, the list is given there. You can see it in blue corner. So some famous works of Ben Jonson are also given there. So he was the second major writer, the second major dramatist of the age of William Shakespeare. Viewers, the other dramatists of Shakespeare's age are John Webster, and his famous drama was White Devil and Duchess of Malfi. The second was John Fosse, and his famous drama was The Broken Heart. Then the Franks and the John Fletcher, they wrote in pairs, and their drama is also mentioned there. The Philip Messenger and his drama A New Way to Pay Old Debts. Then the James Shirley is also there. So these are the other dramatists of the age of Shakespeare. They also wonderfully contributed and made this age as the golden period in the history of world literature, and particularly in the history of British literature. These are the other major dramatists besides William Shakespeare himself, Ben Jonson, the 7 university wits that we have already discussed. These are the other major dramatists. Remember, let me remind you again, viewers, that we are talking about the dramatists only. Viewers, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this will meet your needs and this will help you to understand the age of Shakespeare. And about the prose and poetry of Shakespeare, the next video will be posted very soon. Thank you for watching.